There are two different types of duck calls, a single reed and a double reed. Now, these two calls may look a lot alike and even sound a lot alike to the untrained ear. However, there are some significant differences between the two. The main and far most obvious difference, if you are a new duck caller and you go to pick up the two, is you'll notice that the double reed duck call is significantly easier to call with than your single reed. This is due to the double reed in the two reeds in the double reed. The second reed laying on top is going to help smooth out your calling and keep you from pinning back the reed and just blowing air straight through the call. Whereas with a single reed, it's designed for an already trained duck caller that knows what he's doing and can handle that reed and know the perfect pitch to put through it. According to Devango with Daily News, in her article, she says that a beginning duck caller, intermediate duck caller, or even a pro or advanced duck caller needs to choose the right call for them in the given situation. If you're a new duck caller, the widely recommended call for you would be the double reed due to its ease, and just about anyone can pick it up and make it sound somewhat like a duck. Whereas you pick up a single reed and a lot of people just will blow into it and have no idea what they're doing and even give up on even trying to learn. So you definitely want to try to start off with a single reed if you are a new duck caller. Now, the mechanics behind a duck call are actually fairly simple, and the best way to explain it would be a airplane wing. So you have a lip coming out in your call with the reed sitting on top. That lip, as you blow through it, the air curves up and over and puts vibrations through the reed that's sticking in. Now that reed is held down right under this metal ring right there. It is held down by a cork inside of the call. That cork is just there to hold it in place and keep it from moving as you blow into it and use it as your day-to-day. And the reason they use a cork is because rather than using another piece of plastic or something, it allows the vibrations to travel all the way through the reed and doesn't allow playback through the reed bouncing off and vibrating back. So it just makes the sound a lot more crisp and clean. Now that as you blow, it's coming up and over your plank right there under the reed, and as it comes up and over, it accelerates, and that lifts the reed up. But as it goes back down, it brings a low air pressure in the canal of your call, and that's going to cause it to vibrate, making a squeaking sound. Now, as you use different techniques, you can start to make that sound like a duck. And the reason that this is just more complicated in a single reed duck call is because rather than having two reeds on there balancing out each other if it starts to play back or whatever happens, you only have one. So if you add too much pressure or not enough pressure, that call is either just going to stick and not move at all, or it's going to squeal. And in a real life situation when you're calling at ducks, that is going to be a tall tale sign for them to leave. So you want to avoid that. Now, according to another Ducks Unlimited article done by a pro duck caller, Greg Berkeley, he claims that the first step to learning how to duck call would be to learn the basic quack, and take that along with your information of a double reed duck call rather than a single reed duck call. A single quack is the most simple call to learn, and it'll get you started and get you to get the feel for how to call and what to do, when to do it. So to do this, you take your tongue from the bottom of your mouth and you say hoot. And when you say hoot, you want your tongue to come up to the top and snap off the top, and that'll leave a nice crisp quack. So I'll give you a demonstration here with the double reed duck call. That's a single quack out of a double reed duck call. Now, once you've learned with your double reed duck call, you can come over here to your single reed, and now you'll hear the difference. In this should sound more crisp because it only has one reed, and a little clearer and even a little louder because it only has one reed and it's not being muffled by two. So you can really hear the difference there in volume and crispness. That's the same amount of air pressure through both calls. I'm doing the exact same thing, so you can really hear the difference there. Now we have a big difference in price, typically speaking, between the two. According to Wade Burney with Ducks Unlimited, he says that to start off, another reason why the double reed is such a good option is because they are significantly cheaper in most situations, and that is because they are mass produced more easily, given the fact that they are easier to tune, to call. They can just be pre-made and slapped in and sent out, since the inconsistencies are taken out by that second reed being there. Whereas your single reed, those minor differences are going to make a large difference in your calling. So there's a big price difference between the two. Your double reed is going to be significantly cheaper than your single reed, and your single reed is typically hand trimmed or even hand polished, and that's another big reason that you're going to have a big price difference. I hope you guys have a nice day.